G'day, welcome to Country Music World. I'm Mick.
And I'm Jay.
Today we're going to head you down to Sydney, New South Wales, and we're going to talk to the guy who's just won the Rising Star Award at the Australian Independent Country Music Awards.
He's already spent some time abroad in England and he's toured throughout Europe, but he's come home and he's got a great new sound with him.
Yeah, and that new sound is the exact reason that he's topping the charts here at the moment too.
Subscribe to the channel, like and share the posts, sit back, relax, and let's get to know a little bit more about Ben Ransom.
Downtown, setting on down, got me deep, I'm breaking on down, save me from this. Downtown, oh, get married, I'm leaving it now, open up heaven, sitting on down, save me from this. Downtown, oh, I ain't gonna die.
All right, Jay, so let's cut across to Ben, who'll be tucked away somewhere in his man cave. We've got you online there, Benny.
Hey, Ben.
Yeah, hey, how you going?
How you going, mate? Thank you for spending a bit of time here on Country Music World, and we welcome you.
Thank you, it's an absolute pleasure, and it's a first for me, so thank you very much for popping that cherry.
Hey, we are the cherry popping kings.
That's it.
So, mate, let's fly straight into this. And what put you into the country music game, man? What was it that got you sort of into our radar?
Well, it's funny because I had this conversation just the other day, and I found it wasn't so much that I decided, oh, well, I'm going to go out and do country music. I found that the genre expanded to accept the style of music that I was doing because, and everyone knows it's a very wide and broad umbrella that we all kind of fit under, in the genre of country music. So I think that was how I came to be, classed as a country musician. But I mean, it's one of the best genres to be in, if you ask me. I think it's got some of the finest musicians in the whole wide world, and I think nowadays it doesn't. Well, I mean, there's still a little bit of it, that cliche of old country. But it's not like that. It's not like that. And I think, the word is getting out and spreading that it's a very wide, broad genre, and there's something that appeals to pretty much everyone.
What makes you say that very openly, which is awesome, and that country music has evolved greatly. I think now that it's massive on a massive scale, especially where I started playing the country scene 25 years ago. It's a lot bigger and a lot broader now, and our audience is much bigger. What is a country song to you, Ben? What defines a country song when you hear one?
Pretty much something that tells a story and conveys that type of imagery. For me, that's what it is, and something. This is sort of slightly different answer to the question, but what I like about country music is I think it's the feeling, the feeling of the song.
Yeah, it's a certain truth, isn't it? There's not too many bells and whistles, and I mean, look, we can add them. Don't get me wrong, and there is acts out there that do the whole pyro thing and the big lights and the big stage, and that's great. I mean, that's awesome. But really, when you strip it down, I find for country music, especially, if I said to you right now, grab that guitar sitting behind you and sing me one of your songs, you don't need to hit the lights on and put the smoke machines on and have the dancing girls to be able to sing your song.
You never know.
Well, probably a bit early, but you know what I'm saying? So essentially it comes down to you and a guitar and a story.
That's right. Yeah.
That's a country song. And for me, the people that can do that well, whether you like it or not, whether you like the brand on the rump, you're a country act.
So Ben, I've been reading a bit about you. Like, we do our research around here. We're serious journalists.
We do. We're onto this.
And you spent a couple of years overseas, mate, in England and Europe, and just getting around. What was the story with heading overseas, mate?
It was wild. I picked up and left, went overseas. I based myself in London. I was working and touring around, and I was performing as a soloist because I found it sort of kept you a little bit more mobile, and ended up picking up a few residencies in some West End pubs there in London, and that kind of snowballed a bit, and I did some European tours and things. And I'll tell you what, when you get Aussie expats out on the grog in another country, they go off. It was like it being netball every time that we played there, and it was fantastic. So I think I learned a lot about honing craft there. That was that was pretty much one of the highlights of my career to this point, is being able to do that overseas. And but I ended up coming back to Australia and sort of began again from my roots and started working my way up from there.
How many songs have you written, Ben?
Oh, I've got about 1,000 half-finished songs. But, I'm probably up to about 100 now. I had a conversation with Alan Caswell, and he said, I've written about 1,000 songs, and at that point, this is not that long ago, I've only written about 20. I said, I've got 980 songs to catch up on you, but I'm looking forward to bringing them a bit.
Is that?
He's got a few years on your butt, mate.
He does.
Oh, that's true. And a lot more hair.
He's got a bit of a start. Oh, there, Kelly. He's got a bit of a start on you. Ben, is that one of your loves, mate? Are you a writer? Is that your thing? Are you a writer singer?
Yeah. I find that it's not so much that it comes easy, but it feels almost like a natural thing to do, just to come up with ideas and lyrics and rhythms for songs. So I do class myself as a bit of a songwriter.
Hey, the new single is Dry Town.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a video clip out for it. You can catch it on YouTube. And apparently you've got working on an album due out next year sometime, mate.
That's right. Yeah, the brand new single Dry Town came out. And that's funny, talking about songwriting and what is a country song. I mean, usually I was singing about, cigarettes and whiskey and wild, wild women and, a lot of fun, beer drinking.
Like a really song to me, mate.
But this one in particular was it was on the serious side of things, and it conveyed a message. It was something that I was interested in. I found, particularly here in New South Wales, there seemed to be this prevalence of suicide amongst regional Australians that are doing it tough on the land. And we all know about drought and stuff like that. And, but whether it's corporate greed or other financial pressures that are, putting this kind of pressure on the people out there on the land. And I came up with this song. Me as a city bloke, it was a way of bringing some level of awareness to people that otherwise wouldn't know. So we came up with the song called Dry Town, but the message in the song is all about hope. And so we released this as the first single from the forthcoming album. We went back in the studio and started work, and we put that song out, and it actually did really quite well. So it got up in the top 5 in the National Country Tracks Top 40, and also went to number 1 in Tasmania and a few other places around Australia, and so it did quite well. And the video was a pretty cool video to do as well. And then we put it out within 2 weeks of it being released. It started pissing down rain all over the state. So maybe I am a god.
You gotta love that. You gotta love that.
Yeah.
Now, mate, what do you got sitting up there behind your left shoulder? What's that? Just happens to be
that little thing up there.
What else have we got here hiding behind you?
Just last week, 2,700 kilometre round trip from Sydney to Wagga to Deniliquin for the Ute Muster, and then across to Mildura for the Southern Star Awards. I was lucky enough to pick up an award.
Yeah.
There's about 20 years of blood, sweat and tears in that puppy there.
So this is a rising star?
Yes, that's right.
So what this means is you're now a week old.
I know.
Because you're brand new, 20 years and you're brand new.
It took you 20 years to be a rising star.
That's what I'm going to look like. And so that was fantastic and absolutely, it was completely unexpected. Had a fabulous night down there in Mildura. So thank you very much to the Southern Star Awards. And then we ended up, after that, we had to go back to Dubbo via Broken Hill because of all the floods that I was talking about earlier. So got back to Sydney, and then was just recently been on tour up in Queensland. So I mean, it feels like the ball's actually just starting to roll now.
Yeah, did you actually play at the Denny Ute Muster this year too, didn't you?
Last year, we're talking about exciting things. I was on the bill last year. Cold Chisel, the big headline artist, and this year was Keith Urban. And I thought, I'd love to go down and see that. So yeah, went down to check it out. And I had a lot of friends that were playing. Some outstanding performances from Troy, Catherine Britt. John Williamson did a great show as well, and lots of other buddies that were around, James Blundell, Billy Bridge, Rebecca Lee, I, and Ian Archibald, a whole bunch of other guys that were on that day, swimming in mud, pissing down rain. It was fantastic.
It says a lot about it, doesn't it? I mean, you look at Denny, because, we sit up here in tropical Townsville where it never rains. And when it does, it doesn't stop raining for about 2 months.
That's it.
And then for the other 10 months, it just doesn't rain, and we get to see the rest of the country get soaked. But, so we've seen a lot of footage, and we've seen videos, and we've seen a lot of photos and a lot of posts with Denny. It looked terrible. Like, it looked like the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. It was freezing cold. It was raining sideways, and there was 1.5 meters of mud.
But we all wanted to be there.
It's the biggest crowd that I've ever seen.
I know. There was 10,000 people standing in a metre of mud just going off.
It was huge.
Oh, man. I love that about country music. That's so cool. They don't care, man. They just put on their hat, their dry as a bone, and they just power on,
Drink rum in the rain. That's it.
They sure do.
Did you like Keith Urban's set, mate? Was it worth the drive?
It was brilliant, yeah, absolutely worth the drive. He did a lot of stuff from his new album, and it got to the end of his set, and the crowd was going wild, and I got a sense that that he didn't want to leave the stage, so he did his encore, and then the crew comes on, they're packing up around him, and he's gone, hang on a bit, grabbed the microphone, he's turn this on, and he's jumped up there, and he's had a big spiel about thanking everyone so much, and he's looking forward to coming back and starting his tour in December, and but it's just a fantastic Australian success story there, and I think he's pretty much one of the guys responsible for launching Australian country music over in the States.
Mate, what's some other highlights you got going on, Benno? So what's, you've put in your Southern Stars, and you've got some other, what other things have you done over your 20 years to become a rising star in this industry?
Yeah. Well, of course, we spoke a little bit about being over there in Europe, and I've been lucky enough to go back and tour once since then, and I think also performing with a lot of Australian acts as a support artist has been a highlight. I grew up listening to all kinds of music, influences from Irish folk, traditional country, all the way through to modern Australian pub rock, and that was, where a lot of my influences come from, and I've been able to play with a lot of these guys that I idolised when I was at school, and so that's been a lot of fun as well, and getting my first album done, and working on this new studio album is an absolute highlight, because what I've learned in the last 3 years, which I've pretty much just been on the radar in the last few years, is all sort of coming together in this album. So I'm really excited to get that one out, and we'll be having a huge show up in Tamworth for the Tamworth Country Music Festival, and it's going to be my first ticketed show, which I'm a little bit nervous about. We've got 8 Ball Aiken, who's jumped on board as well. Casey Barnes is going to come and do some stuff, and we've also got one of the graduates from the CMAA Academy of Country Music coming along to sing.
Nice. Where's that show at, mate?
That's going to be at the Albert Hotel, and that's on Sunday the 22nd of January from about 5 p.m. We'll be kicking off.
Yeah, nice. All right, so we're going to talk about that at the end of this interview. Mate, if you had some advice, if you sat down with, you just mentioned there you got some CMA graduates sorting to, that you're involved in with part of your big show. You sit down one-on-one with those guys for 10 or 20 or 30 minutes, and they sort of want to pick your head. You've been around the world, you've got albums coming out, you've won awards, you've got number ones. What's advice you're going to sit down with a junior of the ranks, if you could hone in and say, okay, I did this and this and this. If you don't do any of that and go this way, it's going to be a faster road. What advice would you give these young kids, mate?
I've worked out that's pretty easy. It's not about fame or fortune. the first and foremost thing, it's about the song and the music. That's the only thing it should be about. You need to wake up every morning thinking about the song and the music, and you're halfway there already. Expect more knockbacks than, successes. Expect to be broke. And you have to do it because you love it. You have to do it because you genuinely love it. And that's the only advice I give. If you want to do it for any other reason, you're not doing it for the right reasons. And if you set yourself up with a nice solid foundation with those principles, you'll find that success will come.
That's a great answer.
Man, you know what? It's that simple.
Yeah.
It really is that simple right there. I'm going to put that thing on replay, rewind that and watch that, because you know what? That is probably the best minute I think we've ever done in an interview right there. That's perfect, because it's always about the song and the music. Respect the music, make it fun, and don't expect anything. You do those three things, that's it. That's it right there. That's the music business in a whole right there. That's perfect answer, man. Thank you so much for saying that. I'm going to buy 5 of your next albums just for giving us that answer. It's that simple, you know. I mean, that's, you know, it's a tough one, and you know, you've got 20 years in this game already to become a rising star. You know, and I'm just saying that as a passing joke. It's not meant to be a joke. I'm not taking any Mickey out of your awards at all. That's in no means that. But what I am pointing out there is it takes 20 years to be recognised at the very first award process. So it's not an overnight thing. This is a big laying the foundation process, learning your craft, getting out and doing shows, and it's a big process. I think, you know, you've already done 20 years, so you've got 2 decades under your belt of this. I think you've got another 20 years here with us, man. I think Ben Ransom is just going to become a household name for us, Jay, to be honest.
Yeah. I started when I was 3 years old. So
So he's only 23.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that, you know. Mate, you know, let's go out on a limb here. Are you hoping for a nomination for the Gold Guitars? Has this sort of spurred in you?
That'd be nice, but the finalists are announced, I think, towards the end of November, and they're holding the announcement ceremony down here in Sydney. There could be about the 29th of November, I think, which I'll be definitely going along to. I've got my applications in, and you never know. We'll see what happens, and if I make it to the awards, fantastic. If not, I'll be drinking with the guys in the bar.
We'll be at the bar.
Will we?
Well, we'll go with him.
All right, fair enough.
If he's going to be at the bar, we may as well go along and at least have a drink with him.
Oh, yeah. Why not?
And if you do get a nod, we'll be in the bar when you finish. Come out and see us, because it'll be your fault we're at the bar.
So Ben, what's the long-term goal with music, mate? Where do you hope? How far do you hope to take it?
Well, I just seem to be coming out with lots and lots of ideas for songs and stuff, and I'm just going to keep putting them down and putting them out there for as long as I can. Hopefully, you know, might grow a long beard and write 1,000 songs like Caswell. So, I just don't see myself stopping at the moment. I've got plenty of ideas and stuff. So, hopefully, I can just get this album out and then get to tour it. And then we'll go from there, just one step at a time.
Where are you recording it, mate?
We're working at a place called Peppertone Studios with Sean Rudd down here in Sydney. A couple of guys, Chris Burnauer is producing the album along with his brother James Burnauer, and they form part of my band that we're usually performing with here in New South Wales. And great musicians. So looking forward to seeing how it all pans out.
Shawnee, pretty tough studio. This one, Peppertone, sits down on the water in Leichhardt, and it's it's pretty hard to take having a coffee walking into the session down there, isn't it? You know, he's a great muso, Sean. He's a great producer. He knows what he's doing. He'll get you great sound. So looking forward to this one coming out.
Yeah,
and we'll look forward to the happy snaps of the tough recording process down there.
Feet up, toes in the water.
Have you seen this place?
No, I haven't.
Oh man, it's heaven on a stick, isn't it? You know, then you get to record music there too. Yeah, it's
beer
nice.
and prawns.
Do you actually record any music while you're there, or no?
Sing a few songs every now and then.
Yeah, in between sips. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, where can we find you, Benny? So what do you got, mate? You got a website, Facebook, Twitter, Graham, Insta, Twitter, Facebook, all that stuff.
Yeah.
What's all your addresses?
I've also got the website, which is ransommusic.com, and then also on Facebook. I haven't made it to Twitter yet because I've got to go and get a new phone. You know, I'm finding all this new technology, you know, Twitter, Instagram, all that kind of stuff is stuff that I need to do. So hopefully in the next week or two, I'll have it up there and running. I'll be able to tweet, you know.
Well, your first hashtag on Twitter needs to be hashtag Twitter's terrible. It's terrible, man. Don't worry about Twitter. Twitter's hopeless.
Hashtag, does anybody actually read this?
I don't know if anyone actually uses Twitter. I think they do. I don't know. Mate, we're going to make sure your links are down below. We're definitely going to catch up and have a drink or sidle up beside you in Tamworth and say g'day.
Yeah.
We might even do a live call with Ben in Tamworth. We might bail you up somewhere in Tamworth and just stick the camera in your face and have a bit of a yak.
So when was your ticketed show again?
At the Albert. Where is it?
The Albert Hotel, Sunday the 22nd of January there from 5 p.m.
So back in the tent, yeah.
8 Ball and CMAA Academy of Country Music graduate. And you know what? I can set you guys up in the corner there with lounge chairs, beers, anything you need.
Sounds great. We don't want to take the crowd off you, mate. You know, like
You had me at lounge chair and beer.
yeah.
All right.
Nominate this guy for a gold guitar. If he hooks us up like this, give him whatever he wants. Yeah, nominate. Must win a gold guitar if he gives us couches and beer. We're gonna come and see you, mate, and
we'll be there.
And we're gonna have a drink, catch up. It's an absolute pleasure for us to have you in the industry. We welcome you into the industry. Congratulations for winning the Rising Star. Good luck in your future. It shows that hard work and dedication can actually pay off. We wish you all the best success, and I think Jay is going to get a few more of these awards. That, you know, writes good songs, got good music, great attitude, good guy. Going to give us a couch and a beer. Nothing.
That's it.
Give him whatever he wants. Give him whatever he wants.
Got our vote.
Yeah, you got our vote, mate. All right, so we're going to make sure all your links are below, mate, so everyone can easily click them and keep an eye on your journey, and I hope they do. I hope they follow your success and support your music, because they should. And on behalf of Jay and myself and everyone here at the Country Music World, man, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day.
Thank you. It's been an absolute pleasure.
No worries, man. Thanks for letting us pop your cherry.
And it was smooth and pleasant.
I love it, mate. We'll catch up with you soon, man. We'll see you later.
Thanks, Ben.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ben. Did you like that interview and want to see some more just like it? Then check them out right there.
We've got artist interviews. We check out the festivals that are happening in your area.
We'll have a look at the country music birthdays, and then we'll dive back into the history of Australian country music.
We've got the CMW Country Artist of the Week chart as voted by you, and we also have heaps of weekly prize giveaways.
So give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, because together we can make a difference in the country music world.